From Interior Alaska's most trusted news source, this is the Fairbanks Evening News.
Fire officials say that smoke is being held in place in the Fairbanks North Star Borough because of rain in the interior. Good evening, I'm Daryl Clark.
And I'm Stephanie Woodard. However, the wet conditions means a leg up for fire crews trying to contain wildfires in our state. Public Information Officer Cale Casey with the Alaska Interagency Coordination Center says firefighters are getting a much-needed foothold towards containing interior wildfires. Now, the smoke seen in Fairbanks is from the Anaconda Creek and Aggie Creek wildfires, which crews are actively engaging. Casey says areas west and southwest of Alaska have remained dry. In the village of Tanana, firefighters are protecting structures from 9 wildfires that could grow because of more dry weather predicted next week. Casey says the rain in the interior will not last long as a result, and adds that fire managers are taking advantage of the time that they have.
So around Fairbanks, we're seeing rain, which has moderated fire growth a lot. Anaconda hasn't moved an acre in days now, which is great for the residents around Chena Hot Springs Road. Some of the other fires like Aggie Creek, they've been able to make great progress. The Rex Complex on the Parks Highway, we're seeing 60% containment on the Kobe, 40 on Fish Creek, which is great.
The freshly appointed Alaska Marijuana Control Board wasted little time getting to work as the body held its inaugural meeting here in Fairbanks today. The board made public the second set of draft regulations. Under the proposed regulations, annual licensing fees will range from $1,000 for a marijuana testing facility to $5,000 for a marijuana retailer license. A non-refundable $1,000 application fee will be put in place for new marijuana businesses. The new regulation set also creates purchase limits of 1 ounce of usable marijuana, 16 ounces for edibles, and 6 grams of extract during a single transaction. Now, the set of regulations will be open for public comment for 30 days beginning July 7th or 8th. Bruce Schulte, who chaired the first ever Alaska MCB meeting, encourages public participation in crafting the regulations.
The schedule is incredibly tight, but I think it's doable. As long as we stay on track and stay focused, I think we're going to have a good set of regs on schedule by November 24th. And it's going to be a lot of work, but it is going to be a very public process. So I'm looking forward to that, and I encourage people to get engaged and follow the various iterations of the regulations and offer their input.
A North Pole woman accused of assaulting and threatening to kill her 11-year-old daughter was in court this afternoon, this time to take a plea deal from the state. 44-year-old Melissa Rowan pleaded guilty to reduced charges of 4th-degree misdemeanor assault in the case. According to court documents, Rowan threatened her daughter numerous times, writing "I hate all of you" on the furniture and stabbing the child's pillow with a knife and scissors. Responding officers said the child feared for her life because Rowan chased her around the yard with a 5-foot-long fish spear. Prosecutors today added that Rowan was unstable and spoke of aliens in her house. Rowan was ordered to serve 45 days in jail. Superior Court Judge Douglas Blankenship also ordered her to take parenting classes and submit to a substance abuse evaluation. Rowan spoke to the judge this afternoon asking him for mercy before he imposed his sentence.
I'm really sorry that this is in your courtroom today. And me and my daughter have struggled. And I miss my children, my son. And I just hope that the court has mercy on me today and just let me get some parenting and some stress management classes so I can deal with the stuff I need to deal with as a single mom.
Alaska State Troopers are searching for a man who reportedly walked away from the North Star Center on Tuesday. According to a trooper release, 27-year-old James Cook left the center without permission after being furloughed to the facility as part of his sentencing agreement. Cook was convicted on 3rd-degree assault charges as well as drugs misconduct in an earlier case involving an assault on a small child. Cook, who has a near 13-year criminal history, beat a 3-year-old boy in a drug-induced rage. At a sentencing earlier this year, prosecutors said the child sustained extensive injuries in the attack. Superior Court Judge Bethany Harbison imposed the maximum sentence at the time. Now, if you have any information about Cook's whereabouts, you are asked to phone state troopers at 451-5100.
There is a perception that there is a risk to public safety because this person does not want to be in custody and therefore does not want to go back into custody. So what we do is we encourage the public that if you have any information about anyone that is a walk away or some type of escapee, that you contact your local law enforcement agency or the Alaska State Troopers so we can get the information, evaluate the situation that we're dealing with, and then take them into custody as safely as possible. We don't want anybody to get unnecessarily injured by trying to take matters into their own hands.
Prosecutor Andrew Baldock, who handled the case, said defendants who are convicted are placed by the Department of Corrections, and Fairbanks Correctional Center is a pretrial facility. Now, Cook was convicted in April and taken to North Star Detention Center. However, it is unclear how long he had been there before he escaped.
All right, when we come back, the Red Cross in Fairbanks has a new home. Thanks to a number of volunteers, the agency made the move to allow them more of an opportunity to expand.
And just in time for the upcoming 4th of July holiday, we'll show you the proper way to cook baby back ribs. Stay with us. And welcome back. For the first time since launching wireless service in Alaska last September, Verizon has activated its Crisis Response Team, or VCRT. The action is the result of the wildfires burning across the state. Under the program, Verizon provides emergency communications gear to government and nonprofit agencies where needed. At present, the Alaska Department of Natural Resources in Fairbanks is using 10 smartphones, 5 jetpacks, and 1 router from the Verizon Alaska team. The Federal Bureau of Land Management and Matsu Borough Emergency Services in Willow has 5 smartphones and 3 jetpacks from the Verizon Alaskan team.
And as long as they're a Red Cross or a government emergency responder, they can have access to these devices free of charge. We've had asks for 18 cell phones and for 12 mobile internet access points. I actually have 10 I'm delivering today to BLM.
The Red Cross in Fairbanks is setting up offices at a new location near Van Horn and Lathrop. The office was previously on the 2nd floor of the Fairbanks Food Bank building on 26th Avenue. During the move, they had a lot of help. Volunteers showed up from several places, including Fort Wainwright and Eielson Air Force Base. Trucks moved furniture, equipment, and supplies to the new location. The new office faces Van Horn and is across the street from Sourdough Fuel. There's a garage in the back to house emergency gear and a response vehicle.
It gives us the ability to mobilize and to be logistical and to be organized, and our volunteers to be able to work year-round and do the stuff they're wanting to do. So we've been very happy where we've been for the last, 10+ years over at the food bank. They've been wonderful, but we've grown and we needed more space, and we needed a place to be able to be organized and mobilize quickly.
It's time for this week's edition of Backyard Barbecue. Once again, remember there's a burn ban in effect and you can only grill using gas and propane. Charcoal users, grab your notebook and save this delicious recipe for later.
Hi, Steve from Big Daddy's Barbecue. Here today to show you how to do some baby back ribs. Now, when you do ribs, you want to peel the silver skins off the back of them. It can be kind of difficult at times. You just have to kind of dig in there. Then you want to hit it pretty generously with some rub. I'll leave it sit sometimes for a half an hour, come back and hit it one more time with the rub, but today we're just going to go straight to the grill. We've got a rib rack here that helps out so you can do multiple racks, and you want to cook that at about 235 to 250 or until you hit temperatures of about 165 to 170. Now we have some finished product here for you. And when they come out, you should see the bones starting to protrude. Cut them up, serve them with your favorite sauce, and enjoy. Join us at webcenter11.com for more recipes, and we'll see you next time on Backyard Barbecue.
Brought to you by Big Daddy's Barbecue.
Did you see
All
that?
right, that was good.
Yeah, did you see that at the end, what he put on those baby back ribs?
Baby back. I can't hear that without thinking about that baby back.
Oh, it looked good though. All
right.
right.
Oh, that's funny. All right, next in sports, NHL news. Former and current UAF players are headed to camps while others continue on their pro careers.
Plus a story on dog mushing fans putting together a fundraiser to help mushers affected by recent wildfires. Stay with us with Joe Cook.
My baby back, baby back.
Welcome back, Interior Alaska. Joe Cook here with your local Thursday Sportscast. Some current and former Nanics will be getting a feel for the NHL while others are staying in the pros. This Friday, senior center Tyler Morley will participate in the Winnipeg Jets developmental camp. In his junior season, Morley bounced back from a knee injury to post 15 goals and 22 assists in 32 games, which was top 5 in the WCHA last year. Two-time WCHA Defensive Player of the Year Colton Parayko will be in the St. Louis Blues camp on Monday for the second straight year. Parayko played for the AHL affiliate Chicago Wolves this past season, scored 4 goals and 3 helpers in 17 games. Incoming UAF freshman Nicholas Koberstein will make his second straight appearance in the Montreal Canadiens developmental camp as well. Former Nanics Mike Quinn and Garrett Perry received qualifying offers from the Cincinnati Cyclones of the ECHL. And Colton Beck, he got the same deal with the Idaho Steelheads. Beck put up 49 points in 65 games for the Steelheads. Former UAF center Cody Kunick became a free agent yesterday after not receiving a qualifying offer from the Tampa Bay Lightning. He scored 16 points for the AHL affiliate Syracuse Crunch last season. North Pole's Phoenix Copley got his first taste of the business side of the NHL today. The Washington Capitals goalie was traded to the St. Louis Blues this afternoon. Copley, Troy Brouwer, and a third-round pick in the 2016 draft were sent to the Blues in exchange for TJ Oshie, who will join the Caps. Now, Oshie, if you remember, was the shootout hero in the 2014 Sochi Olympics for Team USA. Copley played for the Hershey Bears of the AHL last season, averaged 2.17 goals against and a 92 save percentage. The former North Pole Patriot and Michigan Tech goalie finished with a 17-4-3 record. A number of dog mushers have been affected by wildfires happening all over the state. Well, a few fans are helping out the mushers and their dogs. Sunday, July 19th at the Dog Mushers Hall on Farmers Loop will be the Mush Love Festival. The event is a fundraiser for all the mushers who are in need. The hardest hit has been the Willow area due to that sockeye fire. The festival will have beer, food, music, auctions, and even comedians coming to perform. It's one of the many initiatives going on in the state to aid the mushing community. UF grad student Stephanie Crawford, who you just saw in those pictures, she organized 25 volunteers who built 31 dog houses on Sunday at the Esther Volunteer Fire Department to pitch in. I caught up with mushing fans and volunteers like Marie Sylvester Olison of Canada and recreational musher Joe Cox, a Wood River Elementary teacher at the Yukon Quest office today. They are two of 5 committee members for the festival. They felt compelled to create an event to help the sport they love.
My wife is in a band. I know musicians, so we can get bands going. One of the committee members is a stand-up comedian on the side, and so he knows comedians. So we're just bringing together all of the facets, different areas of the community that we're connected to in support of this.
We're just using all our different skills, and we decide to do that as quickly as possible, and everything is being donated for this event. Every single thing we're using. So every penny we're making will go to mushers that need the help.
And there's a first time for everything Wednesday night at Grotto Memorial Park. One Gold Panthers first couldn't have come at a better time. Alaska hosted the Peninsula Oilers in Game 5 of their 6-game series, down 2-0 to the Oilers. Austin Bush, he tied the game for Alaska with a 2-run home run in the bottom of the 5th. It's his first homer of the summer. Matt Galelich broke the tie in the 7th inning with a bases-clearing triple. Alaska, they were up 7-2 going into the 8th, but the Oilers made it interesting. They scored 3 runs in the top of the 9th with 2 outs, made it a 6-7 game. However, A.J. Franks, he got the final out for Alaska, who hold on for a 7-6 win. Alaska is 8-9 overall and moving to second place for a tie in the American League with a 4-7 mark.
It feels good to start building some balls. It's been a hard transition from metal to wood, going from college to here, but been here for a week or so and starting to get a hold of it now. Chris and I, the pitching coach, as well as Jamie Slice and Billy Sample, the other couple coaches, really preach battling through adversity and competing. And I think they did a great job of that tonight. It's always big to get a couple wins in a row and keep the good feeling going. So I think these guys are up for the challenge tomorrow and come out and get ready to compete.
Across the street from Groudon Memorial on Arco Field was the battle of the Golden Heart City, if you will. The Fairbanks 49ers and Alaska Wild met in a Legion baseball matchup on Wednesday night. Alaska, they enjoyed a 3-0 lead going into the fourth inning. The 49ers, they made a game of it with 2 runs in that inning as Caleb Moritz brings in Parker Lundberg for a run. Tyler Hill's sac fly drove in Moritz to make it a 3-2 game. But the Wild, they responded with 2 runs to hold off the 49ers as Vonch Wood brings home Mike Fitzpatrick for the run. Tyler Christman, he tossed a complete game with 1 earned and 4 Ks for the Wild. The Wild win the second meeting between the local rivals with a 5-2 victory. Both teams are 5-3 in the AA Legion standings, and both teams will host Delta Junction this weekend. And that's it for sports tonight. Mike Schultz is up next with weather, and we'll catch you next time.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back into a Thursday night edition of Fairbanks Evening News. Time to take a look at the weather. I'm Mike Schultz. And we had winds come up this afternoon, thank goodness, because the smoke was really setting in pretty good. But the winds helped blow a little bit of it out. And we're looking at, again, warm temperatures on tap for this weekend. We'll tell you about that in just a little bit. The photograph tonight sent in by Emily I knew you're going to get this wrong, Suchetti. That's what her name is. Morning mist meets the dawn. As you can see the mist rising above here. And again, as always, if you have a photograph, please send it to photos@ktvf11.com. Numbers 61 degrees. That's our current temperature. The high today 61. The low last night 51. Up to 87 degrees in 1986. 38 the low in 1924. Sunrise and sunset 21 hours and 23 minutes. A loss of another 4 minutes from yesterday. On the satellite and radar, big area of low pressure spinning across Canada, but that's where it's going to stay because high pressure is expected to build in from the south and start clearing everything out. You can still see some remnants of clouds and showers around the Fairbanks area. A few sprinkles here and there, but it looks like most of it is starting to thin out as the high pressure builds in. A little bit closer look with the radar zooming in on the Fairbanks area. There's still a few areas trying to develop some showers, but at the very last part of the satellite picture, you can see that they're just about diminishing on the scene. That's good news. What's going on across the rest of the state? Over southeast Alaska, a little rain around Juneau, but sunshine at Ketchikan. Over south central sections, looking at 58 degrees, and there's partly cloudy skies in the Anchorage Bowl. Warm at Kodiak, 68 degrees there, cloudy skies along the Aleutian Chain. Then up and down the west coast, lots of sunshine, but still chilly around Nome, 44 compared to 67 at Bethel, and Barrow at 46 degrees. Not a bad day in Fort Yukon, 66 and sunshine there. Lower 48 weather, it's another day of hot temperatures, 93 degrees in Seattle, 98 at Salt Lake City, and of course the temperatures in the hundreds for Las Vegas and Phoenix. Denver, 85, not too bad, still warm across the Dallas area, 93 there. Not a whole lot of weather going on. This is good news. There's still very humid conditions down around the deep south. 91 at New Orleans, Miami at 92. Washington, D.C., 77, not too bad, and 81 in New York. On the satellite and radar, you can see little pockets of moisture moving across, but no real organized systems, no severe weather to talk about. And again, the heat continues out to the west, although there are some scattered showers across the San Joaquin and Sacramento valleys. And the overall picture for tomorrow, unrelenting heat will continue across the northwest, right on down to places like Medford and Portland, Oregon. Temperatures close to 100 degrees as it was in Seattle today. And the outlook for the weekend for the Independence Day looks like scattered thunderstorms across the nation's midsections, very steamy over the deep south, and the heat wave will continue over the west and northwest parts of the country. Well, back to Alaska for tomorrow. For the northern sections, it looks like rain showers expected in the Nome area, cloudy skies in Barrow, and showers and smoke for Fort Yukon. Here in the interior, looking at once again areas of smoke mainly around the Fairbanks area, partly cloudy skies at Delta, and some lingering showers for the Healy region. Over the southeastern sections, showers for Juneau, but just partly cloudy skies at Ketchikan. Over to the southwest, it looks like isolated showers at Cold Bay, just partly cloudy for Kodiak, and cloudy skies in Bethel. So all in all, not too bad of weather across the major portion of the state. Down the south central sections, partly cloudy in Anchorage and Valdez, and mostly sunny skies at Homer. Okay, real quickly looking at our forecast for the fishing conditions for this weekend, brought to you by the good folks at Life Med Alaska. In the Valdez area, halibut fishing is excellent. Big fish are being caught. First silvers are now starting to show up pretty good now. On the Kenai River, the red salmon run is still very strong, 6 fish a day, and no kings are allowed. And the Matanuska Valley, catch and release only for kings on the park's highway streams, but the silvers are starting to move in also. So a pretty good weekend for fishing. And as far as our overnight forecast, tonight 51 degrees, areas of smoke. Otherwise, just scattered showers here and there. And the forecast for tomorrow, more smoke, partly cloudy skies with areas of smoke and warmer. And the temperatures looking for the 5-day outlook up to the mid-80s by Monday and Tuesday. Overnight lows all still very warm, 60 degrees each night. No precipitation in the forecast. So once again, we're going to start drying out and heating up for our July 4th weekend.
Okay, Mike, thank you very much. That's all the time we have. We'll see you back here at 11 from all of us here. Good night.
Good night.